Introduction. The need for a new approach. Ries, the lean startup, introduces a systematic, scientific approach to building and scaling startups in an environment of extreme uncertainty. Traditional business plans assume a stable market, but startups operate under unpredictable conditions. This book proposes a methodology that allows startups to continuously learn, adapt, and pivot as needed. The core idea behind the lean startup methodology is validated learning, testing ideas quickly and iterating based on real customer feedback instead of spending years perfecting a product that might fail. Key principles of the lean startup methodology. 1. Entrepreneurs are everywhere. Startups can exist in any industry, not just in garages or Silicon Valley. A startup is any organization dedicated to creating something new under uncertain conditions. 2. Entrepreneurship is management. A startup requires a new kind of management tailored for uncertainty. 3. Validated learning. Startups exist to learn what customers want, not just to build products. 4. Build, measure, learn. A cycle for continuous improvement that replaces traditional product development methods. 5. Innovation accounting. Measuring progress through actionable metrics rather than vanity metrics. Part 1. Vision. 1. Startups are experiments. A startup is a grand experiment to test a business hypothesis. The goal is not just to launch a product, but to test assumptions. Success is determined by how well a startup learns what customers really need. Example: Dropbox started with a simple explainer video to gauge interest before developing the product. This saved time and validated demand. 2. The importance of a minimum viable product, MVP. Instead of spending months or years developing a perfect product, release the simplest version possible to start learning. MVP should have just enough features to attract early adopters and provide feedback. Example: Zappos started by taking pictures of shoes from local stores and listing them online. Instead of investing heavily in inventory, they tested whether people would buy shoes online. 3. Leap of faith. Assumptions. Every startup has two critical assumptions. 1. Value hypothesis. Does the product deliver value to customers? 2. Growth hypothesis. Will more customers adopt the product over time? A startup must test these hypotheses early rather than assuming they are correct. Part 2. Steer. 4. The build, measure, learn. Loop. The lean startup approach follows a continuous cycle. 1. Build, develop an MVP with essential features. Second measure, collect real customer feedback through data. 3. Learn, decide whether to pivot, change direction, or persevere. Continue improving. Example: IMVU, Ries's startup. Ries's startup, IMVU, initially assumed people would integrate virtual avatars into existing messaging platforms. They built a complex integration, but later discovered customers just wanted a standalone platform. This led to a major pivot. 5. Validated learning and actionable metrics. Instead of vanity metrics, e.g., number of downloads or total users, startups should track retention rate, how many users continue using the product; conversion rate, how many visitors become paying customers; referral rate, how many customers recommend the product. 6. The pivot, when to change course. A pivot is a fundamental change in strategy based on learning. Types of pivots include zoom in, pivot, focusing on a single successful feature; zoom out pivot, expanding the product's scope; customer segment pivot, changing target customers; platform pivot, shifting from an app to a SaaS platform. Example: Twitter. Twitter started as a podcasting company called Audiobook, but pivoted when they realized the microblogging tool they built internally had greater potential. Part 3. Accelerate. 7. Continuous deployment and A/B testing: release small updates frequently to measure their impact. A/B testing helps compare different versions to see what works best. Avoid big launches and instead focus on continuous iteration. Example: Facebook's A/B testing. Facebook constantly tests small changes, e.g., button colors, newsfeed algorithms, on select users before rolling them out. 8. Innovation. Accounting, measuring what matters. Track customer behavior, not just financials. Focus on cohort analysis, measuring retention over time. Use split testing to compare changes. The growth engines, how startups scale. 1. Sticky engine of growth, retaining users, e.g., WhatsApp. 2nd, viral engine of growth, users refer others, e.g., Dropbox. 3rd, paid engine of growth, acquiring customers through advertising, e.g., Facebook ads. Each startup must focus on one engine of growth at a time. Part 4. Adapting the lean startup to large companies. 10. Lean. Thinking beyond startups. Large companies can also use lean startup principles. Internal startups, encouraging innovation within big companies. Fast decision-making, avoiding corporate bureaucracy. Experimentation culture, testing new ideas quickly. Example, Google follows a culture of launch and iterate, where new products, e.g., Gmail, YouTube Shorts, are tested in beta versions before full rollout. Conclusion: embracing the lean startup mindset. Success is not about having the best idea, but about adapting and learning. The faster a startup can iterate and pivot, the higher its chances of survival. The lean startup approach can reduce waste, improve efficiency, and increase the chances of building something customers love. Key takeaways. 1. Start small, test assumptions early. 2. Launch an MVP, get real feedback fast. 3. Use data, not gut feelings. Make decisions based on customer behavior. 4. Be ready to pivot, adapt based on what you learn. 5. Scale. When ready. Once a product gains traction, accelerate growth. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this summary helpful and want to dive deeper into more transformative books, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of lifelong learners and stay updated on our latest book summaries and insights. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. What principle from this book resonated with you the most? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep reading and keep growing.